Hi, I'm Dr. Lyndsey Kingsley.
And I'm Rachel Gibson. And here we have Turtle and Peter Quill. As you can see, they get along decently enough. This is not their first meeting by any means.
Rachel and I have taken quite a few steps to make sure that they have a long-standing, happy relationship. Today we're going to talk about properly introducing two animals, whether it's a dog or a cat, or two dogs or two cats. We're going to look at the wrong way to do it, the right way to do it, and then answer a couple of questions that we have from our viewers.
Look at the cat.
Dog and the cat. Oh, God.
Way too excited about
Oh, hi.
Oh,
That is not going
that's
well.
distraction everywhere. Oh, dear.
Ooh, hardcore cat. Orange tabbies. This will be fun.
Oh. Uh-oh. So you can tell the body language of this kiddo, just absolutely everything is a hard no. And this poor dog doesn't even know it's about to hit him because he probably hasn't been introduced yet.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, high alert cat.
Same thing with his body language, flat ears, hissing. The owner keeps pushing him on.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, forcing it is never a good way to go.
Right. You know, think of what the human iteration would be. Hey, bud, back off. So these might be kind of funny videos. You can't help but laugh. But it is really, really critically important to properly introduce your animals in order to be successful in having a great relationship. If you really try and force them, they become stressed, it's a negative association, and nobody's gonna win long term. So we've seen examples of what can happen if you don't properly introduce your pets. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how do you do it right.
Something to remember is before you even show them face to face, get them used to smell. Just inching in that familiarity that, hey, there's something new in the house and I'm gonna have to live with it. Let me scope it out a little bit. So I would keep them separated, closed door, closed room. If you have shirts or beds that they can share, you can transfer them back and forth between the two. Even litter boxes, if you're trying to introduce new cats, leave one in one room for a day and switch it without cleaning it. It's a little gross at first, but any additional exposure that they can get to the new member of the household is going to be beneficial before you put them in front of each other.
Once you've taken, a day or two to let them acclimate, you can start to introduce them visually. Ideally, if there is some sort of barrier that they can see themselves through, but can be a safety net to actually prevent any contact, can oftentimes be really beneficial. And positive reinforcement is the biggest tool in your arsenal. So if we have these brief interactions that aren't so bad, they're not so painful, it's a little bit interesting and stimulating, but we have lots of treats and toys, we're gonna have an association of those two things. Also, different types of pheromones. We have both dog and cat specific ones that can really just provide a nice calming effect. We typically recommend owners utilizing for the first few months, if not long term. It's certainly not going to hurt. We keep introducing, slowly make these little sessions longer and longer, and if we see that body language start to relax and they're not as reactive, then we can take the next step, which is contact without the barrier. We want to have our dogs on a leash. Cats, typically as long as they have space to get away, they're fine. But once, again, we get to the point where that body language is nice and relaxed, they're not hyperfixating on each other, we can start to introduce just completely unrestricted interactions. Supervision is key in making sure that we have plenty of resources. And when I say resources, that can be food, treats, toys, litter boxes. We want to make sure we have an absolute plethora for both of them, so there's no possible competition between the two.
Jealousy is a big one, and resources is a very broad term. Your personal time spent with each pet, that's a resource. The existing pet might get a little bit jealous and decide, hey, they're taking my parent away. I am not going to hang out with him at least for another 3 weeks, and that's something you have to work through.
We've gotten a few additional questions from our viewers that we can run through now that we've gone over the nitty-gritty of how properly introduce your pets. So the first one is, how do you introduce a new puppy? You have to respect that the older animals, they are a little bit more set in their ways, and the younger animals, so puppies and kittens, typically don't have developed social skills. So they will learn by interacting with your older pet. If it seems like things are going sideways, just take a break, let everybody have their space, and reintroduce it at another time. The good thing is puppies are usually pretty content in any setting. So having a designated space for them and leaving the rest of it to your adult animal can sometimes really smooth things over, show your adult animal, hey, kingdom's still yours. We just have this new little kiddo that we're gonna slowly integrate into your day-to-day life. And before they know it, they might be best friends. Next question, and Rach, this is one of your specialties. How do you introduce different species together?
Reading cues on behalf of the new pet and the old pet is very important. So if you're introducing cats and dogs, cats might hold off for a little bit. You can get those cues like we saw in the videos where they've got flat ears, they start puffing up, their tail gets all fluffy. If you're at that point, you should probably make sure you've got a hold of the dog and the cat because you could be about 5 seconds away from a pounce.
Yes, a dog, it can be crunching down, putting their tail between their legs, sometimes if they're panting.
And part of reading their body language is showing them that you are understanding them. So if you're introducing 2 pets for the first time and they're 5 feet from each other and one of them looks like 5 feet is way too close, go ahead and separate them. And that may be it for the day. It can take a really long time.
Yeah. And then last one, this one's a tough one. What if absolutely nothing works? You know, you're weeks in, you're months in, and just nothing seems to be working. You still have 2 pets that are very reactive to each other. Our first recommendation is typically trying to find a good behaviorist to work with your animals to see if there's just something subtle that you're missing to try and integrate the 2 in a little bit healthier way.
If that's still not working out for you, all is not lost. We do only recommend using these if paired with training, but behavior modifying medications are definitely an option. I would speak to your veterinarian about it. They'll be able to answer all of your questions, and it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. The goal is to have them a little bit more comfortable in the beginning and then slowly wean them off of those once the introductions have set and we're better friends than we are strangers.
I think that about does it for this segment. So thank you all for joining. Any questions, concerns, things we didn't get to today, post them down in the comments. And
give us your personal stories. We want to hear what worked, what didn't. I'm sure everyone else here would like that too. So go ahead and subscribe for more videos on hot pet topics.